Give it a second. Recording's going. Stream is going. We are live.
Okay, so I know I said 10-minute break. Apparently, I can't do math, but that's okay. That's not my job. My job is the wordy words, and I will eventually have to hire someone to do the mathy maths for things like that. In the meantime, we are getting ready to start Homecoming Part 2. So if all the VAs would like to go down the line and introduce themselves and who they'll be playing tonight, I also want everyone to keep a lookout because there's something special about this episode. Tim Drake's parents make a cameo, so but they're very different in here than they were in any other version. So see if you can figure them out. Okay, without any further ado, go ahead and start from the top and let's all just introduce ourselves and who we'll be voicing tonight.
Top is yours, sir. Yep.
Yeah, the top is me due to my renaming myself a Ken Pender's creation. So my name is John Archer. I will be playing Protester number 1, possibly aka Chris A. And I'm looking forward to being a protester.
I'm Adam New. I play Detective Harvey Bullock, and in this episode, I'll be playing Hiroshi Cortland.
My name's Dylan Rasbold. I'll be playing Alfred as usual, and I'm going to be protesting the fact that my boy's party is getting interrupted.
Hi, my name is Carl G. Brooks, and I'm Ninja Bruce.
Hi, I'm Hannah Dove, and I voice Julie Madison.
Sorry about that. My name's James, and I believe I have 1 or 2 Clancy lines in this episode. I am also going to be voicing one of the protesters.
Hi, I'm Jazzy Oliver. Once again, I will be voicing Lonnie Mansion.
Hello, this is JJ Williams, and I'm voicing both James Gordon and one of his son's goons.
Hi there, I'm Josh Lee, and I'll be voicing Howard Brandon and one of Brandon's men.
Hi, I'm Lawrence Brenner. I'll be voicing one of the protesters in this read.
Hi, Su Ling. I will be voicing Janet.
Jump back up to Marissa.
Hello, I'm Marissa Duran. I'm reading Vicky Vale and Lark.
Mickey, or is it me?
Oh, okay. I'm Sassmaster Mickey, and I'm probably just gonna chime in whenever a rich person shows up.
Actually, Mickey, I'll have you voice Ren, if you could voice Ren.
Okay.
I
Sure.
think she might have a line in this, I think.
Hi, Mickey.
Mickey, I think you need to move a little closer to your mic.
Is this better?
Yes.
Perfect.
Okie dokie.
All right, and I'm Ron, and I'm a protester this time.
I'm Sam, and I'll be playing both sides as one of Brandon's men and a protester.
Hi, I'm Smitty. I will also be a protester today.
Hello, I am Stephanie, and I'm playing Barbara Gordon.
And once again, I am leading the narrative as the narrator. This is Christopher Sword of Destiny Johnson.
Okay, Submit, back at it again with Gilda.
My name is Ryan Seal. I'm at Tick Voices on Twitter, and I'll be voicing the Penguin tonight.
My name is Kevin Afghani. I'll be playing Harvey Dent.
And I'm Godot, and I will be voicing Edward Nashton again. And I'm Lucille Lucia. I'm the writer. I will be voicing nobody this time, so I get to sit back and enjoy the show, as I hope you will. So whenever we're ready, Chris, take us away.
And thus begins Batman Athenaeum, Episode 14, Homecoming Part 2, by Lucia Lobos Villa, based on the works of Bill Finger and Bob Kane. Exterior, Wayne Manor, outside the gates. The riot is still in full swing. The cops fire at the crowd surrounding and settling them so they can't escape. They then fire tear gas into the crowd and begin beating everyone inside. The protesters respond by throwing Molotov cocktails and firing back. Vicky Vale is ducking behind the news truck, reporting live.
This is Vicky Vale reporting live from outside Wayne Manor. The riot rages on with bullets flying all around us. The police have surrounded and kettled the protesters who they are attempting to subdue using guns, tear gas, and batons. The protesters seem to be well armed, responding with Molotovs and gunshots of their own. Injuries are already being reported in the double digits. At least 2 confirmed casualties. One of our own crew was shot in the shoulder and had to be evacuated.
Lonnie and his people are trapped in a cloud of tear gas, fist fighting with cops as they beat blinded protesters with batons. Lonnie is wearing his mask, so he's somewhat protected. He sees a cop beating an elderly man and rushes over, taking the cop's baton and beating him with it. The cop is the old man.
You feel real big beating a senior citizen, huh?
Lonnie spits on the cop and helps the elderly man to his feet.
Go! Get out while you can!
I need to remember to unmute mics. That was my bad. Lonnie! There's too many of them! I can't see a thing! What do we do?
Lonnie thinks about it. Can we get that again?
Follow me!
Lonnie leads the charge through the police ranks, breaking through and running up the driveway to Wayne Manor. Vale peeks out from behind the news van.
I think... Yes, it appears the protesters have broken through the police ranks and are storming Wayne Manor.
Interior, the final offer. Penguin's bedroom. We zoom out to see Vale's report on TV. Penguin lies in his bedroom, watching, flanked by 2 beautiful women, Lark and Wren. He drinks brandy that Wren offers him and eats whatever food Lark offers him. Wren is sharp-eyed and attentive to her surroundings, while Lark seems oblivious.
No word on the condition of the guests inside.
Hey, that, Bruce Wayne, you right bastard. What did I tell you? Commander Roman Falcone. A consummate professional, that one, straight out of another era. You can always count on him to use the old ways. Reliable, yeah, but predictable. You know why they call him the Roman, don't you, Ren?
Is it because he runs more territory in Gotham than anyone else?
That's right. Not even Sal Maroney comes close. But, if you want my opinion, it's also because for all his power and influence, he's about to take a fall of biblical proportions.
What do you mean, Mr. Cobblepot?
It means, Larky, that nobody knows this bloody city better than me. Nobody! Falcone's a dinosaur. He don't see that his kind are on the way to extinction. A new breed of criminals on the horizon. Question is, what'll it be? And, better question, when it appears, how do I get my piece of the pie?
Interior, GCPD. Brandon's men tear the precinct apart, looking for Barbara, armed to the teeth.
Where the hell are they?
I'm out. Come out wherever you are.
Interior, GCPD, server room. Barbara watches security feed on a bulky old laptop. Watching the cops tearing the place apart, looking for her. Steph, you're echoing.
Yeah, Steph, you had a bit of an echo. Go to push to talk if you can.
Okay, I'll see if I can turn it down.
She and Ed are still both under a desk. Ed is curled up, leaning against the wall, hiding his face.
What has roots as nobody sees, is taller than the trees, up, up, up it goes, and yet never grows.
Barbara looks at him in confusion.
Answer, a mountain. 30 white horses on a red hill. First they champ, then they stamp, and then they stand still. Answer.
Teeth?
Ed looks over at her, sitting up as if surprised he isn't alone.
Ah, forgot you were there. You know these riddles?
Hang on, I'm gonna fix this problem.
You could
How's
always
this? Is this
put more
better?
in-
Yes.
We'll see when we talk, I
Okay.
guess.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, they're from the chapter in The Hobbit. When Bilbo gets the ring, I forgot what it's called.
Riddles in the dark.
That's fitting for our situation.
Hard slams on the door startle them.
Man number 3.
Oh, there it is. Getting closer, you snot-nosed brats. Better start saying your prayers.
The page before that one.
Oh. We know you're in there. Don't think we won't get in.
Drill sounds come from outside the door. Ed whimpers, hiding his face against the wall again.
Voiceless it cries, wingless flutters, toothless bites, mouthless mutters.
Answer the wind. Hey, are you okay?
We're going to die.
You said this room was bomb-proof and bolted.
They're drilling off the hinges. I can't stop it. There's too many of them. They're going to kill me and take you. Who knows what they'll do to you? Unspeakable things.
Barbara is scared, but sets the laptop aside, turning to Ed.
My dad could still make it back in time with the rest of the police, as long as the door holds him back long enough.
An explosion rocks the room.
Getting closer, you snot-nosed brats. Better start saying your prayers.
It cannot be seen, cannot be felt, cannot be heard, cannot be smelt. It lies behind stars and under hills, and empty holes it fills. It comes first and follows after, ends life, kills laughter.
Darkness. Okay, but remember this one? An eye in a blue face saw an eye in a green face. That eye is like to this eye, said the first eye, but in low place, not in high place.
Ed blinks, distracted momentarily by the riddle.
I'd forgotten that one. Wasn't it, sun shining on flowers?
On daisies.
Yes, you're correct.
The sun has to come up eventually. It won't be dark forever.
Ed chews this over in his head, then turns to face her, still shaky.
A box without hinges, key or lid, yet gold treasure inside is hid.
That's the most famous one. An egg, of course.
Once they get the hinges off, it's going to be us. Cracked open.
If the server room is the box, that makes us the gold treasure, you know?
Yes. I suppose you're right.
Do you always tell yourself riddles when you're scared?
Ed bristles at being called out on his fear, but clears his throat, dismissing it. He is scared, after all.
Yes. Or anxious or stressed. My mind has a tendency to get loud. And when it's loud, it gets disordered. Sometimes it's such a chaotic din I can hardly think, hardly breathe.
Another explosion rocks the room. Ed inhales sharply, breathing shakily. Panic overtaking him again.
Without breath, as cold as death, never thirsty, never drinking, all in mail and never clinking.
Fish, of course.
Does your brain get loud a lot?
It didn't used to. It's been happening a lot more recently.
And the riddles help?
Somewhat. They help me quiet the clutter, to focus on one thing, something logical, sensical, coherent.
Well, that's good at least.
It's a double-edged sword. It'll clear out the noise and the mess, but then the riddles take over. I get stuck on them, obsessively repeating them to the point I have to memorize or craft new ones just to have something different to play in my mind on loop. They save me from the chaos, only to throw me in a prison of their making.
Barbara looks at Ed sympathetically.
That's really scary.
It can be. I'm coping. I'm probably just working too much, burning myself out.
More drill sounds.
This thing all things devours, birds, beasts, trees, flowers, gnaws iron, bites steel, grinds hard stones to meal, slays kings, ruins towns, and beats high mountains down.
That was always my favorite. Time!
Indeed. The one thing we desperately need more of right now.
Ed exhales, calmed.
I'm not very good at expressing gratitude, so I'll just say you did very well helping me ground myself, and I appreciate the gesture.
Another explosion rocks the room.
I mean, I could stop acting, though, because I'm really scared.
Ed nods.
Yes. Come sit behind me. I promise I won't let them take you without a fight.
But they'll kill you.
Well, at least my mind will finally be quiet.
Barbara hides behind Ed. He pulls something out from the desk drawer and then crouches back underneath the desk, in front of Barbara, shielding her.
Last one. What have I got in my pocket?
A ring?
Presumptuous, Barbara Gordon. A stubborn, acerbic spitfire such as yourself? You're not marriage material.
Look who's talking. You're the worst.
Yes, I suppose you're right. I'm quite intolerable. But at any rate, answer.
Ed holds up the revolver he's pulled out from his desk, cocking it.
Hopefully, more time.
Interior, Wayne Manor, Bruce's room. Bruce is putting on his ninja gear, clad all in black. Alfred comes up behind him as he looks himself in the mirror.
Sorry about that. Master Bruce, it's too dangerous. Stop. Carol?
Carl, you're muted.
Thank you.
Master Bruce, it's too dangerous.
I could say the same to you. I told you to hide in the wine cellar with the others.
The sound of glass shattering downstairs interrupts them.
This isn't a game. Those men are armed. No amount of martial arts is going to stop bullets or gas grenades.
I know, which is why I won't let them see it coming.
This is madness. You're young. You could meet a nice lady and settle down. Be happy.
Not if I can't protect my guests. Besides, the kind of woman what kind of woman am I gonna meet? The way I am, the things I've seen.
You'll never know if you get yourself killed.
Bruce turns to Alfred, finished fastening his clothes.
I'm telling you, as your employer, take shelter in the wine cellar and keep our guests entertained. Stay safe. Do your job.
Bruce puts on his ninja mask.
I'll do mine.
Bruce walks past Alfred broodingly. We pan away through the walls to darkness.
Be safe.
Interior, Wayne Manor, wine cellar. Bruce's guests sit huddled in the wine cellar. Gilda goes around the room pouring wine for people. One of them has a radio turned on. They hear the crashing upstairs.
Yes, it appears the protesters have broken through the police ranks and are storming Wayne Manor. No word on the condition of the guests inside.
The guests murmur nervously, growing louder as they start panicking.
Turn that off, will you?
Harvey Dent reaches over and turns the radio off. Then he stands and clinks his wine glass with his coin.
Can I have your attention, please? A round of applause for my beautiful wife Gilda for finding Bruce's finest Pinot and distributing it accordingly.
Everyone nervously laughs a little. Someone starts crying.
We're going to die!
We're all going to die!
We're going to die! There's no need for that. Have you seen how big this place is? It'll take the intruders a week to find us.
More nervous laughter.
The only downside is that it'll probably take the GCPD even longer to come get us and give us the all clear.
At least we have plenty of wine to tide us over.
That gets a decent chuckle out of people.
Oh, Gilda, darling, tell me it's not all Pinot Noir. There must be but something somewhere.
Grigio.
Grigio. Delicious, delicious Grigio.
I haven't found any yet.
Alas, red wine gives me heartburn. I suppose I'll need a paramedic after all.
A few chuckles.
I found a dessert Riesling if you'd like.
My love, how could you? You know I'd sooner die of acid reflux.
An angry guest, Hiroshi Cortland, stands.
How can you make jokes at a time like this? The GCPD's incompetence isn't funny. It's the reason those thugs got in here. A desperate class climber like you might be satisfied dying in such luxury, Dent. But I have a son at home. A business waiting for me. I'm not impressed by tacky, expensive wines. I want to go home. Alive.
Julie Madison stands.
And you will, Mr. Cortland. Where is your lovely wife tonight?
Janet Cortland stands.
Right here. I just want to get home to my little boy.
Of course. How old is your son, Miss Cortland? Or should I call you Janet?
Janet is fine, Miss Madison. My son's only 2.
Please, call me Julie. And goodness, 2 already. Remind me, what was his name?
Timothy.
That's right, sweet little Tim. I hear he can be a little terror, can't he?
That he can, Julie. They kicked him out of daycare recently. We had difficulty finding a babysitter for him tonight. Now I wish we hadn't left him at all.
I'm sure he's sleeping peacefully, and when you get home, he'll open his precious little eyes and smile at the sight of you, Hiroshi. Is it okay that I call you Hiroshi?
Hiro. I go by Hiro.
Well, it's a pleasure to formally make your acquaintance. I know you've had dealings with my father for years, but I don't think we've ever properly met.
Yes, my father is Rook Cortland.
President of the Gotham City Stock Exchange, of course. I can see your husband took your name. Progressive. I love a strong woman. And you, Hiro?
I'm an archaeologist. I've written several prominent books in my field.
Yes, I knew your name felt familiar. I have the Obeya man on my coffee table.
And you expect me to believe a pampered heiress like you has read one of my most dense works?
Well, I made no claims at fully understanding it, but I was fascinated enough to try. I believe it was about the history of Haiti and Western misconceptions about their religious and ceremonial traditions, if I recall.
Hiroshi fidgets awkwardly, realizing he looks like a fool for insulting her.
Indeed.
Hiro, don't be rude. I'm sorry, Julie. He can be overly serious. He's all academia and no socialization, honestly.
That's all right. No offense taken. We're all in this together tonight. Actually, I've been contemplating recently who I want to support in the upcoming election for DA. My father is a supporter of Mr. Dent's opponent, but I'd like to hear what the newcomer has to say.
She cedes the floor to Harvey.
That is, if everyone else is as curious as I.
Murmurs of agreement.
Yeah, okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Indeed. Indeed.
Hiroshi and Janet Cortland sit down along with Julie.
That's you, Kevin.
And
Mr. Dent.
I'm muted. Sorry. Gladly, Mrs. Madison. You know, it's funny that we're all here tonight, because this is the very house where I first made my vow. I was still in high school then.
Gilda comes over and hands Julie a fresh glass.
Thank you. Red or white?
I'll take that dessert Riesling if Harvey doesn't want it. More for me.
Gilda and Julie laugh softly as Gilda pours her a glass.
Can I interest you in a dusting of cinnamon to enhance the sweetness?
That sounds divine, but where will you get...
Gilda claps her hands. There's a small flash of light, and she has a cinnamon shaker. The guests around her applaud in surprise. As Gilda dusts Julie's glass.
Incredible.
But enough of my babbling. My wife, ladies and gentlemen, not only beautiful and smart, but also an amateur magician.
A magician I am, but my Harvey is the magic.
Aw, I feel comforted just seeing the two of you together. It reminds me that true love always wins in the end.
A gunshot rings out. A few guests react in fear.
Oh, my money!
Gasp.
Don't be afraid. It's no louder than Gilda's flash paper. Would you give us a show?
Oh, I've never performed for a crowd before.
Julie stands, hoisting Gilda up with her, and dragging her to the front of the room to stand on the steps.
Nonsense! I'll be your lovely assistant.
They say the magician always has an affair with their assistant. I have no objections to this, Your Honor.
Harvey! Behave!
Overruled.
Harvey takes a swig of his drink, pleased. Guests laugh a bit.
It's funny because I hate my wife.
Gilda starts a few tricks with Julie's encouragement. Harvey checks his watch, quietly worried.
Bruce, where the hell are you, buddy?
We pan away through the brick of the wine cellar walls to darkness. Interior, Wayne Manor, library. The protesters that have charged inside with Lonnie are raiding the place. There's about 7 of them, plus Lonnie leading them. They're pulling books off the shelves and breaking glass cases to steal priceless artifacts on display. Bruce sneaks in quietly, crouched behind some artifact cases, listening in as he prepares a rag with chloroform.
You believe this guy? He calls this a library? It's his own private museum.
More like a private treasure vault.
Testament to the Wayne family ego. Nothing but greed and vanity on display. While people in this city suffer and starve on the streets, Wayne keeps our collective wealth and culture locked up tight inside his palace.
Yeah, after 6 years, we weren't even using it. What joke!
It is strange. Where could he have disappeared to for so long? Suppose it doesn't matter. Take whatever you want. Call it reparations.
Bruce grabs protester number 4 and pulls him behind a bookcase. Protester number 5 walks by, looking around.
Awful lot of class. I almost feel bad ruining the tasteful decor. Almost. Am I right, Danny?
Protester number 5 realizes that protester 4 isn't where he was a moment prior.
Daddy? Where'd you go?
Protester number 5 walks around the bookcase and finds protester number 4 on the floor, unconscious and tied up.
What the hell?
Bruce drops down on protester number 5 from the top of the bookcase, hitting him with a knockout punch. However, protester number 5 falls into a display stand, knocking over some delicate porcelain artifacts, which make a shattering noise. From the other end of the library, Lonnie looks up.
Hey, be careful! I said take whatever you want. I didn't say break it. This is priceless, irreplaceable art. It belongs to all of us as a community. Handle it with care.
He doesn't get a response.
Hey, Danny, Ricky, did you hear me?
No answer. Protester number 3 puts back a book he's holding onto the shelf.
Oh no, who was
Protester 3?
Yeah, Daddy, Ricky, you two making out back there?
No, it's page 18. Protester says, "Do you want that I check it out?"
You want that I check it out?
Lonnie nods silently. Protester number 3 pulls out a gun from his back pocket and walks over as quietly as he can. Then, as he gets close to rounding the corner of the bookcase, he calls out,
Daddy, Ricky, you two making out back there?
Protester looks around. Protester number 3 looks around, making sure there's no funny business, then walks around. The others hear a loud whap!
Offensive positions!
The remaining protesters, number 1, number 2, number 6, and number 7, all get into position, holding out their guns and various weapons. Bruce watches them from the mezzanine, scoping them out.
3 down, 4 henchmen to go, plus their leader. I could go straight ahead for the beast, but it only looks like they're all covering him pretty efficiently. This is gonna require a bit of finesse.
Predator room, start.
bat vision on. Bruce pulls out some rope and ties it around a stone column, securing it. He hasn't found gargoyles yet. He then uses it to slide down silently behind protester number 1. He sneaks up behind him, but protester number 1 thinks he hears something and looks behind him. Thankfully, Bruce notices and ducks behind a display case just in time. Protester number 1 points his gun. Just as protester number 2 rounds the corner, protester number 2 raises his hands.
Relax, man. It's me.
Don't sneak up on me like that. Cover my back.
Protester number 1 keeps walking, protester number 2 following. As protester number 2 passes the display case, Bruce reaches out and grabs him, silencing him with the chloroform rag and lying him down behind the display case. He then crouches and goes after protester number 1. Bruce moves slowly and silently. Then, just as he's about to grab protester number 1, protester number 6 has made it to the stone column up on the mezzanine. She finds the rope, stares at it in confusion, and then looks over at the railing to see Bruce about to grab protester number 1.
Yo, watch out!
Protester number 6 fires over the railing, aiming for Bruce. Bruce takes cover behind some armor suits from around the world he is on display. Protester number 1 ducks down, covering his head.
You out of your mind? You almost killed me!
I saved you! There's someone behind you!
That was Aaron, you mooks!
Protester number 1 looks up to find protester number 2 is nowhere to be seen.
Aaron? Shit! They got Aaron!
I told you! They're hiding behind those weird armor suits!
Oh.
Protester number 1 points his gun at the line of armored suits.
Come out of there, we'll shoot.
That goes double for me.
What's going on over there?
We got the intruder!
I thought we were the intruders.
I mean the one that took out our boys.
How many have we lost?
What?
Lonnie wants to know how many we lost.
He said Lonnie wants to know.
I heard him. Criminy. We've lost Danny, Ricky, Chrissy, and Aaron.
We lost Christy?
No, I'm right here.
Chris C. We lost Chris C.
Oh. Well, then where's Chris A?
Chris A. You fucking... look, stranger. Come out with your hands up and we won't hurt you. We don't want any trouble. We're here to repossess these works in the name of the people, not kill the innocent.
And the rich ain't innocent.
Obviously, the oppressor class ain't innocent. I listened to Lonnie's lectures on Marx just like you did. I'm just saying, we don't know for sure this guy is one of them. He could just be some looter off the streets.
Yeah, that's true. If I saw a riot happening at the Wayne Manor, I'd want to loot it too.
Wait, who's looting?
The guy we cornered.
He's a comrade? Don't shoot him if he's a comrade.
Oh, I said we don't know if he's a comrade or one of the bourgeoisies.
Why don't you ask him?
Because now he knows if he says he's one of the rich and not a looter, we'll shoot him.
Or her. They could be a she.
Because now he or she now knows we'll shoot him or her if he or she admits he or she is one of the rich guests here.
A pause.
You know, singular they works fine in this situation.
I yelled, did you hear me?
No.
Oh, dang it. Damn it. I thought it was good. Enough!
Lonnie comes storming over, snatching protester number 1's gun and pointing it at the suits of armor.
Come out with your hands up and identify yourself! Now! And don't try anything funny. I'll know if you're lying. I can sniff out a pig a mile away.
A beat. Then Bruce comes out with his hands up. Lonnie slightly lowers his gun in shock.
Yeah.
Yo, is that a ninja?
Did you say ninja? Hold on, hold on. Don't shoot singular them yet. I want to see.
No, Ryan, stay where you are. I need you covering the exit. Did I get cut out?
No,
Oh, sorry. That was
no, we got you.
Oh man, I ain't never seen a ninja before.
Shut it! Who are you?
We pan around to see Bruce has a shuriken tucked between his fingers, behind his hand, unseen from the front. He doesn't respond. Lonnie cocks his gun.
Identify yourself. Now or I'll shoot.
A gunshot rings out. Everyone looks up to see Alfred around the corner, holding protester number 7 hostage, pointing protester number 7's own smoking gun at the ceiling. Alfred then points it at protester number 7's head.
I hate to resort to such vulgar tactics, but I don't recall seeing any of your names on the invite list, which makes you all trespassers. Kindly vacate the premises and we can avoid further incident.
Yo, he even has a British butler.
Like hell, Jeeves. The rich really got you identifying with your oppressor, huh?
Yeah. How do those boots taste?
Bruce throws the shuriken at Lonnie's hand while they're all distracted, causing Lonnie to yelp in pain and drop the gun. Blood runs down his arm.
Yes! Bet in my hand! What kind of anime crap is this?
Bruce grabs the gun before protester number 1 can get to it.
Don't move or I'll shoot.
Fire and I'll shoot.
Please don't. I'm attached to my head.
Bruce removes the magazine from the gun and unchambers any primed bullet. He then breaks the gun over his knee and tosses it aside.
Ninjas are so badass.
No, right? I mean, I'm here about to piss my pants, but that was freaking sweet as hell.
Shut up! Chris, hey, come here and help me get this thing out of my hand. If that's okay with you, class traitor.
Good lord, I hope you're not referring to me.
He is British, bro.
Yes, very good. I don't recommend it, however. You wouldn't want to accidentally nick a nerve or a tendon and cause worse damage. I'd leave it in and leave it to the paramedics.
Oh man, it's bleeding real bad.
Pulling it out now will only increase the blood flow as you'll be removing the only thing keeping the wound plugged.
He's right. The rate I'm losing blood, I'm going to pass out. Chris, hey, give me your mask.
Lonnie rips the shuriken out himself, tossing it to the floor. He then takes the bandana Chris A was using as a mask offered to him and wraps it around his hand as tightly as he can.
Let's go. He who fights and runs away may live to fight another day. But he who is battle slain can never rise to fight again.
Damn, Lonnie. That's deep.
Let him go.
Not unless you'll drop your weapons.
Why, so you and your overlords can shoot us?
You promise no harm will come to me or any of my people?
You have my word as an Englishman.
Lonnie nods to his people. The protesters all drop their guns. Alfred releases protester number 7.
I'll hold on to this, thank you.
Psh, typical class traitor. Disarming the populace.
Carry our unconscious comrades on your backs. Christy, fashion us a white flag of surrender. Move out.
This has totally changed my perspective on ninjas. Somewhat cool.
Be quiet.
The protesters all leave, carrying their unconscious friends. Alfred breathes in relief.
Oh, thank the heavens you're not hurt. You're not hurt, are you?
I had it under control.
With all due respect, sir, that isn't how it looked from my perspective.
Bruce rips off his mask.
I told you to wait with the guests.
Well, what's done is done. So, what do we do now? Do you intend to fire me?
Bruce groans.
No.
in frustration.
No. Just go help them now, will you?
Very good, sir. Will you be joining us?
As soon as I get changed.
Alfred nods and goes. Bruce looks around the library in shambles, then picks up a portrait of Martha and Thomas.
I'm sorry. I'll do better next time.
Exterior, Wayne Manor, outside the gates. The rioters have all been stopped. The injured are being loaded into ambulances. Lonnie and his crew are cuffed and being walked through the crowd into police vehicles. Vicky reports live.
The last of the rioters have finally been apprehended. Authorities are reporting over a dozen injuries, 2 casualties, and 2 more still in critical condition. The police have identified 16-year-old Lonnie Manchin as the leader.
Vicky trails off as we see Bullock load Lonnie into a squad car.
I'm sorry, kid. I really am.
Bullock straightens and turns, looking for Gordon.
Hey! Jim! You want to say something?
He looks around, but can't find him anywhere.
Hey, O'Hara, where's the cap?
He rushed off as soon as we apprehended the last of them. He's got little Babs still waiting for him at the station.
Bullock nods and turns back to Lonnie.
Looks like it's just you and me, kid.
Yeah. Not even surprised enough to be disappointed.
Hey, you and my ex-wives.
Shut up.
Interior, GCPD server room. Brandon's men manage to get the hinges off and start peeling the door back. Barbara whimpers. Ed shushes her and clutches his gun, swallowing in nervous anticipation. The first of Brandon's men begin to break in, but suddenly he gets a call on his radio.
Back.
Huh? But boss, we just got in. I can nab her right now.
I said pull back. Now! That's an order.
Brandon's men grumble.
What's that about?
I don't know. You're the boss. Move it.
Brandon's men leave. Ed exhales shakily. He can scarcely believe it.
Shh. It could still be a trick.
They wait a moment. Then they hear a police siren rapidly approaching.
Is that?
Ed gets out from under the desk, looking around. Exterior, GCPD, outside. Gordon haphazardly parks his car and rushes inside. Interior, GCPD, front lobby. Gordon doesn't even bother with the trashed office and just runs through looking for Barbara.
Barbara!
Barbara pokes her hand into the room. Barbara runs to Gordon, who scoops her up and holds her close, so relieved he could cry. Ed peeks in, leaning against the doorframe. Gordon sees Ed and nods to him approvingly.
You did good, kid.
Ed blushes slightly at the unfamiliar approval and looks away shyly, leaving.
Whatever. I don't get paid for this sort of thing, you know. My job description says head of the Cyber Crimes Division, not babysitter. Next time, I'm charging overtime with hazard pay. At least.
Gordon turns back to Barbara, looking at her and brushing the tears from her face. Shedding a few himself, nuzzling her nose with his.
You saved my daughter, Nashton. I owe you my life.
Exterior, Wayne Manor, driveway. Bruce waves at the shaken up guests as they get into their cars and go.
Hey, at the very least, you can't say it was boring.
The car peels out.
Okay.
Bruce?
Gilda! Glad to see you're unharmed. How's Harvey?
Harvey Dent is being led out by Alfred, stumbling over his own feet.
I'm Harvey Dent, and I approve this message.
A bit tipsy, but otherwise over the moon. Pretty sure we won over some key voters tonight.
I'm happy to hear it. Thank you for taking care of everyone tonight. You're heroes.
It wasn't just us. You should thank Julie Madison.
Who?
You know, daughter of the Prescott Madison, the president of Gotham City State Bank.
Oh, the party girl heiress. Right. What about her?
Julie clears her throat. Bruce shuts his eyes in embarrassment.
She's right behind me, isn't she?
Hi, Julie Madison, party girl heiress. I don't think we've met.
Bruce turns around and puts out his hand to shake. To her credit, Julie mercifully takes it.
Bruce Swain, mysterious disappearing heir to a family fortune of his own and extremely apologetic idiot. I'm sorry.
I have to give you points for a smooth comeback.
Gilda grins knowingly.
I better get Harvey home. Good night, Bruce.
Gilda walks over to help Harvey into their car.
Bruce, you fat ass motherfucker!
Gilda slams the door on him and then walks over to the driver's seat. She gets in and drives away. Bruce turns back to Julie and smiles shyly.
So, how did you enjoy your my first real adult party?
Well, it wasn't boring, so there's that.
That's what I've been saying.
Julie smiles, casually tucking her hair behind her ear.
I'm the daughter of a very successful banker, Mr. Wayne. Don't think I'm going to let you off the hook that easily. You owe me a debt for that slip of the tongue.
Oh, really? And whatever could I do to repay such a debt?
I suppose you could pay in installments?
Like, say, dinner on me?
How many?
The bank determines the interest rate, let's say until you're sick of me.
Julie smiles brilliantly. Just as her driver pulls the car around.
Then it's a date.
What?
She quickly kisses Bruce, giving him a sweet peck on the lips, then hurries away to her car. Her driver lets her in, then gets in and leaves. Bruce stands there, blushing and blinking in the stunned silence. Alfred comes to stand beside Bruce, chuckling.
Were you making a deposit with Miss Madison's bank, then?
Don't start.
He storms off inside, his face beet red. Alfred laughs, then looks out. The sun is starting to rise. He smiles, watching as the sun casts vibrant hues of every warm color across the sky.
Dad, the sun is rising. I told Nashton, I told him. The sun has to come up eventually. It won't be dark forever.
You're right, Barbara. No matter how long the night, the morning always comes.
Yay!
And that's it.
Hooray!
That was great.
Oh boy.
Thank you everyone for
Hooray.
joining us for this stream. Hope that you guys will come join us for the next one too. Look, we even got done in like a timely manner. We're doing great.
That never happens. What?
So VA, stick around for a second so I can debrief with you. Everyone who tuned in to watch, thank you so much for coming by.
Mwah.
We love your feedback. Thank you for coming. We hope that you continue to enjoy the show as Bruce takes his long way around to becoming Batman. So until next time, good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.